Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, you can? Okay, that is good. That's good. That's good. Frick. I'm just figuring stuff out. Hey, yo, my chopped haircut. Sure. We'll continue playing OBS. I'm sick right now, but it's fine. Almost 2,000. I need 1,100. Also, I'm watching a video in the background, so that's why you can hear that. Let's go! With the new cookies. Sorry, my haircut is so bad right now. How do I gotta do some research. Actually. Sorry about that. I'm sick right now. Okay. What do I put? How do I display OBS over my gameplay?
Here's a summary from OBS Studio. 1. Set up your game screen. 2. Add your webcam. And 3. Adjust your volume levels.
There we go. We are cooking. Shoot. Yo, chat, I'm actually chopped. Okay, we got all the grandmas working. If we can get more farms, I think we can really upgrade this place to the max. Oh, we need more grandmas. Got an army of grandmas. My oldest grandma here is 101. I need another farm. I guess we could check out some more other websites. What other website should I do? I know. Wait, no. I played this website all the time. Free geometry dash, I'm not complaining. Let's see if YouTube has blocked my comments. Even though I'm 15. I'm legally allowed to stream. Okay, here we go. Yeah. My dog. I think my throat just clogged up. That's really why. There's Schoolboy Escape. That's probably a knockoff of Schoolboy Runway. I wish I wasn't sick at all, bro. During summer, too. That's what sucks. I didn't know my hair was that weird. Let's see. Don't mind my 2010 all haircut. What? I must show you something, right? Freaking 3D printing snake, because I'm at my 3D printer is right here. 3D printing snake. Which is pretty good. Yes. Face reveal. What? You thought I was going to be a bit taller? No. I am currently 5'6". I'm confused with my height. Let's see. Let's see if this is a basic knockoff of Schoolboy Runaway. I mean, it's called Schoolboy Escape, so it basically is a knockoff.
Mom, can I go for a walk?
Show me the grades first.
Bro, they got the same dialogue, too. Holy, you suck. Well, you're taking Russian, and you are Russian.
No street, you're grounded.
No street, you're grounded. This type of stuff
My parents locked the door. Good thing I have a spare. I'm gonna start recording this.
Okay.
Oh, my mom must think I'm always in my room. She can't see me anywhere else.
So freaking.
Time to check on my son.
Oh, no. Give me, get on bed. No.
My son's studying. I won't bother him.
If my mom comes in, I want her to think I'm studying.
You thought I wouldn't notice you?
Oh. I thought she wouldn't.
My parents locked the door. Good thing I have a spare.
I mean, this is a knockoff Schoolboy Runaway. To not record this. Let's find a different game to start recording. Because obviously this game is just a full-on knockoff of Schoolboy Runaway. Shoot. I'm installing it, boys.
My son's studying. I won't bother him. I want him to think I'm studying. You thought I wouldn't notice you.
Please don't be a scam. Oh, I probably just got scammed. Whatever, it's not working. It has .exe, so. Oh, I forgot about cookie later. Schoolboy Runaway can wait. But it's probably not even gonna be a good game. And my phone just died. We have it on me. The way they put unblock games and it's not really unblocked just makes it kind of, weird. Balloons TD5? Sure. I mean, I already have 6. I recently bought it. I can play it online if y'all ever want to. Took a chopped haircut. Took a shower earlier. And now my haircut's chopped. Hurry up. Hurry up. It's 1:54 a.m. If this doesn't load, then I'm probably gonna be doing some reactions. And you know what? Fine. I was gonna make a video. I can make a video later. Holy chopped hair. Bro. Whoever's a Thunder fan and Pacers fan, these two went together. Thunder won, I think. I don't know much about NBA, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like Thunder did. I don't even know who Thunder is. $12,000 for the next cookie. My oldest grandma. Did she die? No, it's 191. Okay. Let's do somewhat of a reaction. Dog. A sec. He's 10 years old. He can not drink so much. What the frick? What are these search? No, I'm not gonna search that. Okay. Let's react to my boy.
From destroying an evil weirdo who ruins people's careers for fun,
I'm just spitting on you and making fun of you for the absolute clown that you are.
to obliterating another for fetishizing CP.
You are an evil piece of person is what you are.
Here are 8 times evil weirdos got destroyed by Penguin Zero, starting with a person who sold their soul for views.
I'm sure all of you have heard of the name Addison Rae by now. She's one of the biggest stars on TikTok, and she's gotten so famous that it extends well beyond TikTok. Her dad is a
What happened to Addison Rae? Like, for real, she just, boom, disappeared.
fucking weirdo, and he has torn apart their family for the sake of his own clout chasing.
Since late 20...
Chat. Let's restart this.
From destroying an evil weirdo who ruins people's careers for fun,
I'm just spitting on you and making fun of you for the absolute clown that you are.
to obliterating another for fetishizing CP.
You are an
Hey,
evil
Chris Tyson.
piece of person is what you are.
Here are 8 times evil weirdos got destroyed by Penguin Zero, starting with a person who sold their soul for views.
I'm sure all of you have heard of the name Addison Rae by now. She's one of the
Okay, I'm gonna redo this. Who's Addison Rae?
biggest stars on TikTok, and she's gotten so famous that it extends well beyond TikTok. Her dad is a fucking weirdo, and he has torn apart their family for the sake of his own clout chasing.
Since late 2019, Addison's dad, Monty Lopez, has been doing his best to launch himself into internet infamy with his cringe behavior.
That's someone's father. That's a
The heck?
Monty Lopez has been doing his best to launch himself into internet infamy with his cringe behavior.
That's someone's father. That's a 46-year-old man posting some fine, distilled, twice folded over, double caked up cringe on Maine. His whole TikTok page is just his worst moments as a human being displayed. This guy has no self-awareness. Every single video he posts on there is a video that any sane person would want deleted and scrubbed from the internet forever.
Charlie would then turn the heat up upon discovering Monty's attempts to date influencers younger than his own daughter.
They need like a restraining order or something where Monty Lopez can't be within 5 miles of a TikTok influencer, because he sniffs this out like a goddamn animal. He's got like a spidey sense for it.
The final nail in Daddison Ray's coffin
Hold on. That is so weird.
was his habit of trying to silence anyone calling attention to his disgusting behavior, which Charlie absolutely
Young
schooled him
gravy.
for.
This absolute insufferable douchebag
Brady
anus
Milk.
still has the audacity to try and somehow fight for his public reputation despite doing everything possible to sink to the lowest depths of hell. This guy is just an absolute massive clown, and I feel so sorry for his entire family.
The actions landing these people on Charlie's radar are only going to get more evil. Like with this next YouTuber, whose actions were not only evil, but also illegal.
It's always adorable when a villain or clown from a previous season of YouTube drama pokes their curious little heads out from the shadow. That's what we're dealing with today. It's a YouTuber named TechLead.
Real name Patrick Hsu, TechLead would become the internet's favorite punching bag when he got exposed for being a crypto scammer. On June 21st, 2024, after the fantastic documentary channel, Internet Anarchist,
Crypto scammer? Isn't that where they like take the little coins like Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and say it's going to be worth a ton of money, but it's actually worth less than what they pronounce it is?
made a video covering the saga of his humiliation. The crypto scammer would land himself smack dab in the middle of the internet John Wick's crosshairs by breaking YouTube's biggest unspoken rule.
I tend to copyright strike down any expose videos on me because I understand that these are not real exposés. There's no journalism involved in here at all.
This delusional douchebag attempted to take a victory lap over Internet Anarchist's corpse, gloating about his abuse of the YouTube copyright system, not realizing that he is openly admitting to something you are not allowed to do and can get into big trouble for.
To make things worse for himself, Patrick openly admitted to his intentions of committing a crime.
Welcome to the world of business where people are afraid that they're going to be doxxed. Well, if you're going to come into business and do business in this world, yes, you're going to be doxxed.
You don't even have a real complaint. You have hurt feelings and thinning hair from the stress of being such a whiny loser. This is a ridiculous statement that
My bad.
just because you're in that field, you need to be doxxed.
After this thorough beatdown, Charlie would also give Patrick an educational spanking.
Let me go ahead and set the record straight here. They are your videos, sure, but anyone can take those videos and make their own creative pieces about them using clips from them. And there's not shit you can do about it legally. You're more than welcome to try. I will 100% use every single resource available to the entire legal firm that we have at our agency, Mana, which I am an owner of, to absolutely take you to court and embarrass you if you want to go that route.
Now, Patrick's online career is effectively over, but even his evil deeds pale in comparison to Boogie 2988's. On June 27, 2024, notorious habitual liar and professional victim would reach a new low by launching and prompting a new meme coin, Fatty.
Fatty for life.
Which would turn out to be a huge scam, with YouTube's Sherlock Holmes, CoffeeZilla, confronting him about it over the phone.
Boogie, it looks like you launched a crypto token that is a scam, a pump and dump.
Well, I don't think it's a pump and dump. It is a meme coin.
It's literally from a thing called Pump.Fun. What are you talking about?
Now, being dumb is a pretty crappy excuse for scamming people, and Charlie would make sure to point that out just 3 days later.
I'm not a bad person, I'm just stupid, and you can't be mad at me for that. He is stupid, don't get me wrong, but he is also a bad person. Both of these things are true.
In an attempt to save himself from losing the last 2 fans he has, Boogie would claim that his video
Someone
was
make an
merely
edit out of this.
satire.
If you watch the video that I launched this with, the entire video, the entire bit, the entire joke is I lost all of my money in crypto. Here's my shit.
Well, hold up, Mr. Boogie. You lost all your money in crypto. Maybe don't invest into the wrong crypto. For me personally, Bitcoin is the right crypto to invest in. But if you want to invest into something a bit smaller, invest into smaller companies and bet like invest like 5% into their company. I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm yapping a bit. And then just, if the company starts to grow, then you're fine. If they start to drop, then drop the investment and go on your way and invest into better companies. You can also invest into places like Nike, Google, or Apple, or Amazon. But it's your choice. I know you're not watching this video because no one is, but for real though.
Coin. If you want to be broke too, buy my shitcoin.
Charlie would immediately recognize this weak excuse for what it was and wasted no time tearing him apart.
That excuse doesn't work, Boogie, when you actually launch a shitcoin alongside your satirical take on shitcoins for your audience to actually lose money on. You dumb buffoon. That's for your audience, Boogie. You posted it directly to them. Of course, some of them are going to buy into it because they still have some level of trust in you for whatever delusional reason that might be.
Resorting to his habit of playing the eternal victim, Boogie would then accuse Charlie of wishing for his demise, prompting one final educational lashing.
I don't want to see you dead, Boogie, at all. I want to see you stop being a piece of shit scammer who manipulates his audience and constantly lies. I'd like for you to come forward and stop lying about everything. So like in this situation, just taking it on the chin and openly admitting that you pump and dump scammed your audience. You should then refund everyone that lost money in this shitcoin scam that you've pumped. And then you should be working towards actually making things right and stop being the lying, manipulative asshole that you are.
To make matters worse for him, Charlie's video would start a chain reaction exposing Boogie's many lies, including the possibility that he lied about his cancer. However, where Boogie is still under investigation for faking cancer, this next weirdo would take it a step further with something far more evil. In October 2022, Madison Rousseau would post a TikTok sharing her life-threatening medical diagnosis.
They found a mass on my pancreas, and I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer. I
believe she was found faking it, but I am not sure at all.
19 years old.
But just a year later, medical professionals would expose the whole thing as a lie, shocking Madison's fans and catching Charlie's attention.
This may not be a case of her having cancer, but instead an undiagnosed case of terminal clout disease. God rest her soul.
Now, as if faking cancer wasn't bad enough, Madison would dig her own grave deeper by also scamming people.
To deceive people with a lie like this here and rake in $39,000 with people that believe they're supporting a cancer patient who's going through an incredibly intense battle is so sickeningly disgusting.
Despite this, Madison would maintain that scamming people was not her intention and tried to play the victim card instead.
I didn't do this for money or greed. I didn't do this for attention. I did this in an attempt to try and get my family back together.
Unfortunately for her, Charlie did not buy that.
I feel like if the plan was to get the family back together, why the f*** are you making a GoFundMe and making money off of it, right? Let's just assume that your nefarious plan you cooked up worked and your family all did come together to support you. It's absolutely going to crumble when you don't go to doctors to get your treatment. Right? So if the family came together, they would immediately know that you are a lying sack of shit.
With that, it was clear Madison had no ground to stand on, and the court agreed, issuing her a suspended sentence of 10 years, though as long as she completes a 3-year probation, she won't have to serve it. But while Madison got off somewhat easy thanks to her young age, these next people are going to be even more and more evil, like this next weirdo.
Just when you thought you'd finally seen all of the degeneracy disgusting YouTubers could ever cook up in their cursed kitchen, you get jump scared by a new outrageous, heinous act committed by a YouTuber. This comes from a YouTuber named Zavgirl.
On July 3rd, 2023, true crime YouTuber Zavgirl would try to make money off the autopsy photos of an unalived 11-year-old boy by uploading them to her Patreon.
All those pictures, autopsy and stuff. Like I said, it's not going to be on YouTube because I'm too afraid that it's against policy. I'm not going to take a chance, but yeah, so just go ahead and it's Patreon. I think it's like $3 for the lowest tier.
Naturally, this enraged a large part of the internet, including Charlie, who would make a video addressing her just 13 days later.
Hey Zavgirl, let me hit you with some cold water real quick. If you're the kind of person that looks at photos of a child and goes over the details on how they were brutally tortured and murdered, and think to yourself, this is good content. This content's a banger. This is going on Patreon right now. I'm gonna get paid for this shit. Let's go. Then you're a bad person. That's the kind of person you are. You are an evil piece of shit person is what you are.
Despite this, Zavgirl would upload an apology video to try to excuse her inexcusable actions.
I didn't think any of the images were new. These photos were already public, although the video I put together with the coroner's voice was my own creation. I chose to put the video on Patreon because of the sensitive nature of the evidence. Putting the evidence behind a paywall meant added security.
Unsurprisingly, Charlie demolished this weak defense.
Wow, you're such a saint. What an angel. She took a pay cut by only posting the child autopsy photos on Patreon behind a paywall there, instead of posting it on YouTube, which I don't think you could even do on YouTube to begin with. What are you talking about here? A paywall does not mean that it's still private. It is easily accessible to anyone that wants to fork over a few doubloons to access it. You're not like a documentary filmmaker that's paying respect to the victims' families or anything like that. This is the most disrespectful shit ever.
By now, it would be obvious that Zavgirl's actions were exploitative, and it was time for her to pay the price. Patreon removed her account for violating their community guidelines, and the unalive child's parents publicly slammed Zavgirl for her despicable behavior. Now, Zavgirl received a thorough beating for using the child's unaliving for entertainment. However, this next weirdo is under fire for something far more disturbing.
Ava Chris Tyson of the Mr. Beast crew had a ton of evidence surface about horrible behavior with how they communicated with minors, as well as a past of really disgusting shit.
Back in 2018, a then 20-year-old Chris Tyson would share inappropriate messages and tweets with a 13-year-old boy known as Lava. This remained in the dark for years, but on June 18th, 2024, YouTuber Prism42 would make an hour-long video on the topic, catching the entire internet's attention and prompting Charlie's own video criticizing the disgusting behavior.
What a bunch of nonsense. That's a load of hooey. That's dirty barnacles. That's ridiculous. Under no circumstances should an adult be communicating with a child in any inappropriate manner whatsoever. That's unacceptable. It's indefensible.
To make matters worse, it would then be revealed
I low-key would want Charlie as a brother or an uncle. Here's my reasoning. He doesn't you tell him a joke, he'll probably laugh. And he finds all this stuff funny. But the thing is, the reason I would have him as like a brother and uncle is because honestly, he seems like a genuinely nice guy. Because if you're sharing all this stuff, Mr. Chris Tyson, if you're sharing all this stuff, you have Charlie that comes to destroy him. So, yeah. Like and subscribe.
That Ava was a fan of an artist who drew child porn.
This is something that is irrefutable. The only question about Ava Tyson and Shadman's connection is whether or not a piece was commissioned or purchased. But at the very least, a piece was owned by Ava Tyson. And I don't think there's any wiggle room to just explain this away as some kind of innocent whoops-a-daisy moment of being ignorant of what the art was.
On the same day as Charlie's video, Ava would address the situation in a tweet, but only succeed in making Charlie go harder on them.
I just don't think you can write off a lot of those social media posts as edgy jokes or edgy humor when you actually owned art from an artist who draws child. That's not a joke anymore. Haha, bought some child art. Like, that's not exactly side-splitting comedy.
With that, less and less people are willing to believe Ava's claim that there was no grooming involved, and the YouTuber's been forced to step away from their position as a Mr. Beast crew member. As for more consequences, only time will tell. But while Ava's actions are horrific, the next weirdo on this list would use her own son for something even more evil.
The person we're about to talk about, Lee Felton. Lee Felton was once a piano teacher, but after her husband left her and her child, she then got desperate for money.
On June 17th, 2008, Leigh Felton would join YouTube and shortly after begin posting SUO breastfeeding videos involving her son under the guise of educational content. Naturally, this abuse of YouTube's nudity policy would catch Charlie's attention.
Jesus Christ is right. So Lee Felton turned to the ultimate dark side. She was not only producing this graphic material, but she was selling unlisted links to the videos to these absolute degenerates. And you can clearly recognize the big problem here. She was producing pornography that involved an actual child.
However, even after she was arrested in October 2015, Leigh would maintain that she had done nothing wrong, calling her videos silly and playful and earning herself a vicious response from Charlie.
Silly little playful thing, huh? menace. What a fiend. Oh, so goofy to produce porn that involves a child that is in your porn. Man, how wacky. Oh, wow, goodness graciously.
Worse still would be Lay's defense in court after being charged.
And her lawyers were just as smooth-brained. They tried to argue that everything she did was protected by free speech. I'm not even f***ing kidding, I'm not making that up. You can't just use this as a catch-all term or defense. It's f***ing lunacy.
Unfortunately for Lay, the judges agreed with Charlie, registered her as an S offender, and sentenced her to 10 years in prison. In contrast, this next person has so far managed to avoid prosecution despite his significantly more serious evil doings. On March 17th, 2021, Charlie would post a video titled "Creepiest Guy on TikTok," where he would target Bug Workout for his notorious simulated grape skits.
Bug Workout and the boys just love a good old gang bang. Big old gang there and instantly producing a baby business.
Okay. What the fuck? Thank you. Thank you for giving me your time. Let me fix this. Oh my gosh.
This shameless Cro-Magnon has clearly found his niche and he embraces it fully.
But even after receiving tons of backlash, Bug Workout would continue making the same kinds of videos, just with one twist. Now, this wasn't enough to convince Charlie that he'd actually changed, and the YouTuber would be quick to nuke him for his degeneracy.
And just like that, Bug Workout ended. As you can see, a very positive message. If you're friends with a rapist, take your shirt off after they've tied up the woman, and then untie her and marry her, because she will be so grateful to you for not her.
To make matters worse, Bug Workout wouldn't stop at just fetishizing grape. This would be the last straw, prompting a grade A schooling from Charlie.
Sexual predation in public as well. Taking pictures of women's panties, oh, the upskirts, pretty wild stuff. This is just another example of something that makes me feel like he's a creepy psychopath.
With Charlie's coverage of Bug Workout's unhinged behavior, the TikToker immediately received hate, with people calling him the kind of person to take advantage of drunk girls at parties, and branding his videos as a disgusting purgatory. All of this establishes him as the evilest person on the list, and one can only hope that TikTok bans him from their platform.
Okay, anyways. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you for watching my...
From destroying as one of the most evil streamers,
downright stain on the internet, he is...
Anyways, thank you for watching my first face reveal. More to come. I'm not going to be posting face reveals for Fortnite in a while, but at least my face is in this live, and it's a bit chopped right now, so there we go. Anyways, goodbye. Okay, now I need to take thumbnail stuff. Okay, let's get like in the corner and then... Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, got it. I know, it's weird taking thumbnail, but I need it for Photoshop. Anyways, I think I'm gonna let... My bad. I think I'm going to end the video live stream right here. Make sure you like and subscribe, and